Hey, let's talk about the catacombs. Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Kiwi Punch, and today I'm going to take you on a journey to explore the mysteries of the catacombs beneath Paris. So grab your flashlights and let's get started. In the 17th century, as the city of Paris developed, it became a significant player in Europe. But this progress brought two critical problems. The first problem was due to the high amount of people dying of disease and famine. They took up much of the space in the cemetery. One such cemetery dealing with excess bodies was the oldest and largest cemetery in France. The first solution the French government came up with was to dig up the bodies and move them within the walls of the cemetery. But the cemeteries eventually ran out of space. The Miss Helen neighborhood became the first out of many to complain about the terrible smell of decomposing corpses coming from the cemetery. Perfume stores were also hit hard by the smell. It wasn't until 1733 when King Louis XV ordered by law the banning of all burials from happening in Paris. The church didn't like where this was heading and pushed back against the French government because they didn't want the graves to be disturbed. So the bodies stayed in Paris. After Louis XV's rule came to an end, Louis XVI announced that all the cemeteries should be moved outside the capital. However, none of these lacking rulers didn't tend to the overflowing bodies in Paris. Their incompetence would make them lose royal authority over the people and led to the French Revolution of 1789. The French decided to move the bodies to a place called the Tombe-en-Isère quarry. This quarry was dug in the 15th century and onwards, but abandoned sometime later. These underground tunnels stretch for 800 hectares or 3 square miles under the city. Okay, I'm gonna give you some other little thingies about the catacombs. That's not really, it's sort of history, but not as much. But let's start. The catacombs are also known for their maze-like tunnels and chambers, which stretch for miles beneath the streets of Paris. Exploring the catacombs can be dangerous and illegal activity, but many people still venture into the tunnels to experience the eerie atmosphere and learn about the history of the city. During World War II, the catacombs were used as a hiding place for members of the French resistance, and in the 1960s they became a popular spot for underground parties and concerts. However, exploring the catacombs can be dangerous and many people have gotten lost or injured, or worse, died in the catacombs. Okay, let's move on to our next section. A group of teenagers illegally snuck into the catacombs on New Year's. All of them were drinking, but one of their friends, Masha, wandered off alone. When they finally realized that she had disappeared, they went out looking for her, but couldn't find her. No one knew what happened to her until 4 months later. That's when a group of 4 boys were exploring the catacombs when they stumbled upon her frozen body. Since she was drinking, she wandered off to another section of the catacombs and then got lost and froze to death. The 2 teenagers went into the catacombs on Saturday night, ages 16 and 17. It is not clear when or how the alarms were raised, but police launched their rescue efforts 3 days later, and on Wednesday morning, after getting lost in the maze of the tunnels beneath the streets, the boys were rushed to the hospital and treated for hypothermia. I couldn't find much information on this, on the boys, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay, let's talk about the most infamous thing to come out of the catacombs, the missing tapes. There's nothing to be really said about this except the tapes are very unsettling. For a while I didn't know it came from the catacombs, but when I first saw it, it was very like creepy in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for it. And okay, this is gonna be the end of the video. As we emerge from the catacombs, we can't help but feel a sense of awe and wonder at the history and mystery that lies beneath the streets of Paris. The catacombs are a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of humans, as well as a reminder of our mortality. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. I've been your host, KB Punch, and I'm out.